Welcome into the WCS Sports Connection. I'm your host, Patrick Whitlock. Along with me always is Tate Mathews. Tate, great to have you back. Good weekend?
Great weekend.
Nice.
Beautiful weather, great weekend. It's very sad, man. Next time we do one of these, it'll be October.
Yeah, mid-October, because we got a week off next week because of fall break. But with that being said, we got a little bit of middle school news to report on. Don't normally do that, but going to update some of the middle school state championship action that we have. Also, you got volleyball regular season wrapping up this week. Soccer regular season is done, and they'll begin their district tournament when we get back. And then, as always, we got football. We got the Pundits Corner this week, so the picks are going to get a little spicier than normal.
Much spicier, and a lot of anticipation about this. Word of the Pundits Corner coming has spread. I don't know about you. I've had a lot of people reach out to me.
Yeah,
a lot of buzz.
I got like
this.
three or four text messages about this. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So, real quick, just a middle school update. Congratulations to the Woodland Warriors girls tennis team. They are state champs. The Fairview Falcons middle school team, runner-up. Page Panthers are the co-ed tennis champs. Page Middle won boys golf for WMAA. They will play in the state tournament, which is actually in the spring. It's kind of an odd deal how that all works out. And then in football, Legacy and Fairview playing Thursday for the single A championship, and Page and Mill Creek playing for the double A championship. Interesting thing there, they played Thursday. Page kind of had their way with them. So perhaps Coach Hitt can put together a game plan and make it competitive. That game is actually Tuesday night. So
that's kind of like remember when they did that Z plan in TWA playoffs, and there were a bunch of teams that played week 10, week 11, whatever they called it,
and then played again.
Turn around and play again in week 1.
There's nothing worse than that.
That's pretty bad.
As a basketball coach, you hated that, playing on senior night and then turning around playing them the first round of a tournament. It was never a good thing.
Never good.
No, especially
for either or for the losers.
In particular for whoever won, because it just from a mental standpoint, it kind of throws you off a little bit. So we're going to start off with golf action. We had the district golf tournament last week and then the region tournament yesterday. In the district golf tournament, Page finished 1, Ravenwood finished 2, and the Summit Spartans finished 3. All 3 teams advanced to the region tournament, and Page ends up winning the region tournament, so they are very much in the mix to try and go back-to-back in AA golf.
Not only did they win the district tournament, they won it by 11 strokes.
Yeah.
That's
going away.
We don't do Wilco on Wilco crime, but that's teetering on Boat Race City.
That's a beat down.
Yeah.
Annabelle Walton from Ravenwood also qualified for the state tournament along with Cameron Poyer from Summit, so congrats to them. That will happen in Sevierville next week. And in boys golf, the Brentwood Bruins won the district and then yesterday won the region tournament, so now they are looking for a three-peat. They were led last week by Tripp Goodrich, and then they were led yesterday in the region tournament by Luke Purifoy. So it seems like a different kid is stepping up for Brentwood every time they step on the course. Bodes very well for a three-peat for Coach Saunders.
Man, that would be huge. And the Purifoy's family has been very good to the Brentwood golf. Other sports as well, but very good.
Play some basketball.
They've been good to the basketball program
players
as well.
In that family, for sure.
But they've been good to the golf program for sure. Three-peat. I don't think it's counting chickens before they hatch to think. Very good chance of the three-peat. Look at that pay again, 277 to 285. We thought they were closing the gap.
Yeah,
and not so fast.
No. And it's rough because Page, probably the second best program in the state.
They could win it, yeah,
but not going to get to go. And congrats to Hudson Odom from Centennial, won the region tournament yesterday, qualified for state. That's big for the Cougs.
They came in third.
Yeah, came in third in the district tournament. Got to advance to the region. So. Congrats to him. Girls soccer, Fairview just continues to roll now 15-1, undefeated in District 11 AA, had a 9-0 win over Richland. Malia Martinez, she is a regular on the show.
Big time.
3 goals. Emily Quantz scores 2, and Sarah Morgan has 4 saves for yet another shutout.
She's turning into borderline cheat mode in soccer this year.
100%. If she was on the video game, I would play with her.
Cheat code. Is it cheat mode or cheat code?
I think it's cheat code.
Cheat code.
Yeah. God, we're old. Anyway, in District 10 AAA, Summit goes unbeaten throughout the season. 7-0. Story there. Again, Summer Riley had a tough match against Page last week to remain undefeated. Franklin finishes 5-1-1. Ravenwood finishes third. 3-1-3. So Summit will start with Centennial in the first round of the district tournament. Interesting setup there. They finished district play last week. They don't go to region play until next week. Some of them had some loose matches this week scheduled with out-of-district opponents, but due to fall break, they won't start playing the district tournament until after they get back, which it's a long layoff.
That's a layoff.
Yeah, it's almost like the boys' state tournament for basketball where you play a sectional game and then you don't play again for like 12 days.
Now, maybe in soccer, because of the amount of running, maybe that's a good thing. But, yeah, football, basketball, that's a little concerning. So
yeah, long
and,
layoff.
Hey, man, Summit did it. Like, that Franklin win wasn't a fluke. They're the best team in the district right now.
To run that district through with unbeaten is saying a lot.
It is.
So
it is.
They got to be.
And it's not just a one-man show to do that.
No.
Well, I tell you one thing that jumped out to me. I don't know why. Ravenwood, 3 ties.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ties. It's
hard to do.
In district.
So anyway, there'll be some intriguing matchups there. Always look for maybe somebody in that 4, 5, 6 range. Independence finishes 4th, Page finishes 5th, and Brentwood finishes 6th. So you're going to have a battle of the woods to open up district play and a chance to keep your season alive. Only 2 teams advance. Summit locks up the top spot. They will advance regardless if how it plays out. So if you're on the other side of that bracket, you want Summit to advance to the championship game because if you get to the final, you're still going to advance. So
I tell you, man, can you imagine even just 3 years ago, Summit and Independence 1 and 4, Brentwood and Nolensville are 6 and 7.
No, I mean
that just goes to
Brentwood
show
and Nolensville, great programs. Just
how much
one of
the
those
district
years.
has changed.
Yeah. So volleyball, last week of regular season play, Brentwood has already secured the number 1 spot. They defeated Indy in 5 sets last week and Centennial in 3. Notables Daisy Oatsfall, 23 kills, 1 block, and 3 digs. Eliza McKnight, 34 kills, 3 blocks, and 18 digs. Setta Baldwin, 15 kills, 1 ace, and 9 digs. And then Lauren Duncan, 36 assists, 18 digs, 4 aces. Pretty solid week for them. They have secured that spot pretty much going away after some setbacks early in the season. Lost to Summit. But when you look at some of these scores, they're not just beating everybody in 3.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Pressure's on. Who's going to be able to advance and get through that? We'll see.
They are, yes, but I think that's because of the others have raised their level of play as well. But this is going to be good. We got a way to get Mimi Hester back in the fold now that Coach Hester is no longer coaching. Sheila Baldwin, who you mentioned, 15 kills, 1 ace, 9 digs. She is the granddaughter of Mimi Hester. Oh. And also the niece of Coach Will Hester. So keep the text coming.
Appreciate it. Yes, we got to keep
and your
our
granddaughter.
Viewers.
She's a much better athlete than her father and her uncle.
Shots fired. All right, on to great segue to go on to cross country.
There you go.
Asher Oates. Did you know this about him? The kid,
yes.
Independence went over to Spain to run in an international race. Highest American finisher in the under-20 World Mountain Classic in Spain. How about that?
That's
pretty strong.
Don't know enough about it, but I know enough to know that is strong.
Well, if you're the highest American finisher
in
any
cool.
international competition, what a great experience.
What a great experience
for that young guy. Franklin, 7 personal records this past weekend at the PRville Twilight in Huntsville. Top performers were Owen Hurst running a 16:24, finished 40th in the gold division, and Sienna Thompson ran a 19:36. Finishing 33rd in the gold division. And then Centennial's Larkin Johnson won the on Twilight and PRville race. So Centennial having some success cross country again this year. So
here's what's getting interesting as we get closer to the postseason. This, for a while there, it looked like Laura Lee Witten,
right,
was going to take Claire's spot. Now Larkin Johnson, I think we got a really good chance in the ladies of getting 1-2 individuals between Laura Lee and Larkin.
Yeah,
for gold.
A lot of parity, and you would expect Brentwood.
Yeah,
to
I think
win
those
it
two. I think
on paper, but you got
right.
some really talented individuals in some of these other schools. So lots of stuff to watch as we get into that. They get into their region races here relatively soon. All right, on to football. I would say definitely the game of the week. I was out of town. Did not get to see this game. My dad gave me a full play-by-play.
Makes sense.
Saturday morning.
I was wondering where you were.
At 30th reunion in Memphis, high school reunion. So.
And tell everybody where you went to high school.
White Station High School.
That school's changed a bit.
Yeah, well, the city of Memphis has changed a bit. Onward, Spartans. Anyway, Ravenwood 28, CPA 21. Femi Babalola scores on a 2-yard run for the Raptors in overtime. CPA held Ravenwood to just 99 yards passing. So not a overwhelmingly great performance for the Raptors. They still beat a very credible and talented CPA team. Maverick Chance picked up the slack, though. Ravenwood attempted just 13 passes, but Chance ran for 114 yards and scored a touchdown. A little bit of controversy in the end of this one. A roughing the kicker penalty on the extra point starts CPA on the 25-yard line in overtime.
Yes.
And they get down to the 4, I think, on the first play, and then are not able to cash in. So big win for the Raptors.
Second play, but yes.
Okay.
Yes, but there were a lot of things that went into that, but I don't know how deep you want to go into it. I know we got the other ones to go to, but don't forget this. One, don't look at CPA's record, okay? Because it's the best that I've seen. It's the best schedule not just in the state, in the country. They played.
It might be the best one I've ever seen following high school football.
Yeah, I mean they played Oakland, number 1. That's a loss. Defending 6A state champs, Tennessee. They played Tupelo, Mississippi, the defending 7A state champs in Mississippi, and they're better than Oakland. They played Archbishop Moeller out of Ohio, the 7A runner-ups out of Ohio. They're better than Oakland. And then they played Baylor, and Baylor's better than all of them.
Right.
This is a really good team. Their wins against Pearl. What I'm saying is, what I thought was great about this was there were some things that the beginning of the game did not go Ravenwood's way. Did your dad agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
no, CPA had their chance to put this game away.
They had their
multiple
chance,
times.
and they didn't. And these guys fought. And what I noticed a couple of things. There were so many things, but the way the Ravenwood defense was flying around to the football, I mean, they were physical. I loved it. It was really fun to watch, and it wasn't just Matt Anderson and Pollard and the guys. I mean, everybody was flying around. But what I was going to say is, it got down to the end, and it's 21-21. Ravenwood has about a 30-plus yard field goal. They make it.
Right.
Carlos makes it, but they jump off sides.
Yeah.
Back it up 5 more yards. Oh my gosh, we jump off sides again. Now we're back 10. Now the field goal's not even close. So, yes, okay, maybe some controversy on the extra point, but if they don't jump off sides, there is no overtime.
Right.
So they did, and they go in, and I thought it was either 2 plays or 3 plays. It was Femi. Ravenwood takes the ball first, and it was Femi's turn because Mav had been running the ball better. But it was Femi's turn, and I love how the way they do it. And he takes that thing in, touchdown, roughing the kicker, but they make it. Boom, it goes back. They run a little play to Rawls Patterson, and then had about a 16-yarder to Owen Cabell. So now we're down on the 4-yard line. Looks like this thing's about to be tied up. Defense bowed their neck, man. Sam, these are the ones that I love. We all know about Mav and Caden Pace had 2 touchdowns. I think the scoring went Maverick, Pace. No, it went Pace, Maverick, Pace, Femi, something like that. Sam Bohan, 13 tackles, 2 sacks. Big night on the defensive end.
Yeah, ultimately, Ravenwood has been able to hang their hat on defensive performances where in some nights where their offense has been a little out of sync. They have set themselves up, knock on wood, and we'll get to their preview of next week, but they have set themselves up to go through this regular season undefeated because on paper, the toughest teams they have on that schedule, they have already played.
That's right.
But I don't know. We'll see how
You
this
never
week
know what
goes.
happens when the Battle of the Wood.
And you never know with Indy this week.
That's right.
So we'll see. All right, probably the surprising one of the week is Henry County 25, Brentwood 16. I alluded to this on the show. I went back and watched. I said, I think this game is going to be tight.
I agree.
I did not expect.
I agree that you said that. I did not agree.
Yeah, you did not, but anyway, it still worked itself out. I didn't have the guts to pick Henry County because, I'm kind of a homer on this show, and I'll pick the Wilco team, even if I think it's going to be close. But nonetheless, Gavin Strang, 19 of 25, 249 yards. He continues to get a little bit better, but this is a tough loss for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Tough trip in general.
It's never easy to go there, but it's a trip that they've been successful in. And I just not that they weren't, but I felt like they were really kind of getting into a rhythm. Henry County's been struggling. I mean, Page treated them like they were
Page doing that to a lot of people.
The
like trash. They just beat him. They beat him bad.
They beat him down, man. Beat him down. So yeah, this one surprised me. I would definitely call it an upset, but because again, the offense was really starting to come into and Gavin Strang played well. I don't know if you mentioned it yet. Did you mention his stats yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 19 of 25 and the 249 yards. What I thought was really cool. Coach Finch told me he completed a reception. He completed a pass to 8 different receivers.
Oh wow!
So those 19 completions, 8 of them were to. I mean, that's a lot of guys to get the ball to. So
some teams don't have 8 receivers.
No,
or 8 pass catchers.
Most don't.
Yeah,
most don't.
All right, on to our WCTV game of the week. Independence 21, Franklin 7. But we will start off with the play of the game: Matthew Horner to Hendricks Harvey.
So 3rd and 6, probably 4-down territory. Oh, and the slant. It's going to be caught. And
he wasn't
let's
down.
see.
That should be a touchdown.
Yep. Leaned across. Touchdown. Eagles. 30 yards. Horner to Harvey again. So I guess if you have to find a favorite receiver, the guy he keeps looking for,
it's Hendricks Harvey.
Let's get a replay, Tucker. What we got?
Yeah, so he's dropping back to pass here. And it looks like you've got Harvey crossing over to the right. Well-timed throw there by Horner. And then just an excellent job of Harvey not giving up on the play. Looks like he might have been down there, but clearly he wasn't. He was still on 2 feet. And then he just pulls his weight into the end zone.
So Horner, another big game, 17 of 26 passing, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eli Garlington, 22 carries for 109 yards and a touchdown. And then as we mentioned, Harvey caught 3 passes, including the touchdown you just saw, 44 yards on the day, 2 TDs when it's all said and done. I think this kind of played out like we thought it would. Give a little bit of credit to the Franklin defense, kind of keeping them in the game. Franklin is pretty much out of playoff contention. I did not do the math because our internet is down, but not in my house here. But anyway, was not able to go through and do all the standings. But Franklin's still winless on the season in region play. I think they've pretty much been mathematically eliminated. They might be able to get there with some weird things happening, but tough season for the Admirals. So far.
And we talked about that last week. They had entered into zero room for error territory last week, but they fought.
Still playing hard.
They're still playing hard, and I think that's the sign of the culture change that's been there. But there were some things that I thought there were some good things that came out of that. One, Independence was up 21-0, so that's good. They had a nice start. And then talk about something totally uncharacteristic of them because of the way they play so fast. They took the opening drive on a 16-play, 80-yard scoring drive that took up 8 minutes. And that's not how Independence makes their hay, right? That sounds like something more that Franklin would do. So I think Garlington capped that off with a 1-yard touchdown run. So I think that's something that they can kind of build on. Like, hey, if we have to do this,
right,
we can do it. And who knows? I don't know. I'd love to know. Should I ask Coach Blade? I wonder if he intentionally did it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Just to get some practice in,
Hey, we might have to do this at some point.
Could be an integral part of the game plan this week.
That's exactly right. So now that I talked through that, maybe that is something that we did. We'll have to ask him. So
I know Coach Rodriguez watches the show,
big time.
Ravenwood, so we're giving you insight that we don't know if it's true or not.
Correct, and he always lets me know he appreciates me picking against him. But I got to mention my name, Blaze, my man Blaze Katina. The Katinas.
He's not getting enough run on this show because he's a heck of a player.
He is, and he had 4 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, and he also got an Eastern Kentucky Colonel offer this past weekend. So
well deserved.
Big game for
man.
Blaze.
Yeah, good
for him.
Family. Yeah, we don't. There's been a Katina out at Independence for a very long time. It feels like they just keep cycling them through there. All right, next game: Nolensville 42, Lawson 14. How do we say my guy's name?
Lithmasai.
Lithmasai. Man, it's such a baller name, but I just can't pronounce it right.
Tristan Lithmasai.
130 yards, 3 touchdowns on just 12 carries. That's pretty strong. had 1 catch for 45 yards. Ryan Newell, 9 of 13 passing, 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Andrew Ryan had 2 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. Nolensville just goes in and takes care of business against Lawson, picks up a region win. Now it looks like, and we'll get to another game here in a minute, Nolensville might be the only team that could possibly challenge Page. Possibly. I'm not going on record. We're just trying to keep some suspense on the show as we get deeper into the season.
That's a good win, man. Nolensville's really coming along. It's a region win. You mentioned Newell and his touchdown, 2 touchdowns. One of them was to Andrew Ryan, but the other one to Oliver Bender. Good to see that connection get caught back up. And then on defensively, Jake Centel with 6 tackles and a couple tackles for a loss, but poor Lawson.
Yeah.
You can change the school colors and you can change the logo.
You can build a beautiful building.
You can build a new building and you can hire a new athletic director, legendary basketball coach, but you're still Hillwood.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes on that. Yep. Hillwood High. Anyway, all right. Shelbyville 24, Summit 17. Davis Smith 12, 23 passing, 202 yards. Again, Summit struggling to get a win. Shelbyville has shown they're a pretty solid team. That's their 3rd win in the region.
Yeah. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in the playoffs now. Summit very competitive, but just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, getting better. Their sophomore quarterback Davis Smith had one of his best games. Against Shelbyville, who I think is a good team, and Michael Crutcher of those. Here's what's a little scary: 202 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Well, Michael Crutcher had 7 receptions, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Zach Lamb, I think he had 3 or 4 catches for about 54 yards. One of them he almost broke and took it to the house, but. They're just so young, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that, but it's what it is.
And it's tough to win with sophomores. They got a lot of them out there.
That's right.
Hopefully good building blocks for the future. We know one thing, Coach Coleman will continue to have those kids playing hard.
Correct.
So, and that's kind of an epitome right there. They've almost been eliminated from playoff contention too, but go down and.
Are they in almost territory?
I mean, I think they're close.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Shelbyville's definitely in.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they got wins over 3-1. So, yeah, they're in good shape. All right, Sycamore 31, Fairview 30. I had a chance to pick up a game on you this week, and then Fairview let me down, which was disappointing. I saw them Wednesday night. They were our offensive line of the week at Hattie B's, and they thanked me for picking them. So kudos to you guys for watching the show.
So they know I didn't?
Yes, they know you didn't.
We're not happy about it?
I mean, I'm not happy about it because I was about to, get a little closer in the pick 'em, but it happened. But Gabe Proctor had a pick 6 in this game, but it was probably one of the more awkward pick 6s you'll ever see in your life. So we talked about the play. If you did not see it,
are we going to show it on the show? I think we ought to insert it. It's your call.
That's not our decision. I mean, that's up to our boy Will Jackson, who I'm sure could take care of that. It's on Chris Brooks' Twitter feed. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. For those people at home that didn't see it, Gabe picks off a pass. He's running clearly for a pick 6. Sycamore kid comes off the sideline, kid not in the game, and tackles him.
Off the sideline.
Yes.
Nice tackle, too.
It was a nice tackle.
Waterboy-esque.
Yes, it was.
And Gabe held onto the ball.
Yeah,
Thank
he did.
You, Gabe.
And apparently, according to the article, the officials had to congregate for 15 minutes to figure out exactly what to do.
They did. So can I give you a little side note on this?
Absolutely.
So I'm standing on the sideline at the Ravenwood game. I'm standing with Coach Hester. Coach Hester was there, and so there's a break in the action, and so I checked Twitter, and I see this. I'm like, I had to go back. I'm like, I missed something. So I go back and say, oh my gosh. So he said, who tweeted? I said, Chris Brooks. So Will starts tweeting him. He says, what did they call? And he said, illegal participation. Player has been ejected from the game. Fairview's been awarded a touchdown. So Will tells the sideline ref, I can't remember his name, I think it was Cole. He goes, I don't think that's right. So the guy working the CPA Ravenwood game, and so we call Bill Marbett, supervisor of officials in this part of the town. And so he had a guy who was over the whole state with him. We tell him what it was. He says, correct call. So illegal participation, ejected from the game, Fairview awarded a touchdown.
I mean, how many times in the world has that happened?
I've never heard of it in high school.
Yeah.
It happened. There was an Alabama player that did it.
Yeah, I mean, I read an article and it cited like a couple things.
And then didn't Woody Hayes do something?
Well,
like
he
this?
came on after the play and punched that kid in the face. For those of you that are really young, you have no clue what I'm talking about. You can check it out on YouTube. I'm sure Woody Hayes punching a player.
But Gabe not only had that pick six, that he actually. That's the other thing. He's going to be able to say he has a pick six and he didn't cross the goal line.
Right.
He had another interception. He had 16 tackles on the night.
Very rare. Very rare. Julius Carter, 123 yards on the ground for the Yellow Jackets. Unfortunately, Yellow Jackets lead late, 30-24. Sycamore scores a late touchdown and edges them 31-30. Fairview's still in relatively good shape. That might knock them down to second in the region, though.
Yes.
We'll see
it's
how
still
it plays
home
out.
field.
Yeah, still be in good shape. Still got faith in the Yellow Jackets. So they ate like champs at Hattie B's the other night, too. They enjoyed it.
Did they?
That was great.
How many of them went hot, or were they all like?
No, they're like
mild?
4 of them did the challenge at the end.
They did?
Yeah, they were sweating.
Good.
Which we all would. All right, page 52, Centennial 17. Centennial actually led 10-7 in this game.
Yes.
Had the ball late in the first half with a chance to cut it to 7. Was unable to do that. Page scores in the 2-minute drill and takes a 21-point lead. Page wins going away 52-17. James Pierre, 3 touchdowns. Cameron Cruz had another big game. Page just looks like a well-oiled machine at this point.
They are. But here's what was crazy about this one. 7 touchdowns in the game. All 7 of them rushing. Pierre had 3. Ote had 1. And Cruz had 3.
Yeah. So not having to do anything through the air, just when you got a line like that, you're in great shape.
And they're healthy. They were not healthy. The entire line was not healthy at the beginning of the year. As far as being going into week 7, they're about as healthy as they can be. That's scary, man.
With a week off
And the
next
defense
week.
is playing. Well, look at what Centennial on the losses have scored 36, 40.
Centennial scored almost 35 points a game in every game.
Every game except this one.
Except this one, yeah. So Page still steamrolling. All right, on to this week's previews and our pick'ems right now. You're 33-10. I'm 31-12. We had identical records last week. You had CPA. I had Ravenwood. You had Sycamore. I had Fairview. So it ends up being a stalemate. I thought I was going to pick up a game, but we do have a slight adjustment in the pick'ems this week.
Oh boy.
We talked to our 2 pundits who will remain nameless, at least for right now. They will disclose them at the end of the season.
I don't know. I think that's pretty dangerous. I think they have to stay anonymous.
Yeah.
The pundits.
Yeah,
I mean, this could get.
I'm not promising anything.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
It just if one of them ticks me off, then maybe
Gotcha.
we'll see. Or if I end up losing, I'll just throw them under the bus. But all right, so we're going to add point spreads to this. So we had 2 submissions from these pundits. We picked the ones we thought were most fair because ultimately it's our show.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you're the
we're
executive producer.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So Brentwood at Coffee County. The Bruins are a 21.5-point favorite. You get to pick first here because you're the leader.
Okay. Obviously, Brentwood wins this game.
Correct.
Coffee County is giving up an average of 30-plus points per game. Gave up 56, I think, to the Tullahoma Wildcats. But I'm afraid they're going to try to slow this game down. Okay? So, obviously, I think Brentwood wins, but not by the 21.5.
Well, I'm going to agree with you there. I was going to take Coffee County plus the points. Brentwood.
But you're saying Brentwood.
Brentwood wins. Right. We're on the exact same page. Yeah. But Brentwood has struggled to score and putting up 30 plus. They could do it, but that would mean, for them to cover, they would have to, keep Coffee County off the board. I feel better about them keeping Coffee County off the board than I do Brentwood scoring. I think Brentwood's going to.
Coffee County's going to try to slow the game.
I'm thinking it's like a 28-7 type game,
which is great.
Yeah, they would still cover. We'll take it. All right, next one. Franklin at Centennial. We've got Centennial listed as a 7.5-point favorite. Whew, man, I'm going to take the Cougs. I'm going to lay the points minus 7.5 and take Centennial because I think last week was an aberration for their offense, and I expect them to put some points up this week.
17 was the lowest point total for the Cougs offense this year. That's 39.75 in the other 4 games.
Correct.
What's the point here? They can score some
They can
flipping
score.
points, right? Defense has kind of been where they've been outscored in every game except for the Page game. We're throwing that out.
Right.
They win the Fairview game, and then the other ones that they lost, they just got outscored. I don't think Franklin has enough firepower to outscore Centennial. So I'm with you. I'm taking Centennial, and I think they cover.
All right.
Well, I guess I said that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. It's a new leaf here. We'll get there. All right. Harpeth at Fairview. We've got the pundits have Fairview as a 28.5-point
They
favorite.
don't think much of the Indians.
I guess not.
I'm
So
first.
You're up. Yeah.
Oh, this is tough because I think Fairview can do it. But I feel like there's some sort of like big brother, little brother thing with Fairview here. And I don't think Coach Hughes wants to embarrass them. So I think Harpeth covers. Obviously, Fairview wins, but I think Harpeth covers.
I'm going to take the Yellow Jackets to cover because they've been able to score. Other than Centennial, Centennial's the only team that's really kind of slowed that offense down.
Agreed.
So, region game, they're looking to bounce back going into fall break. I mean, I don't think Coach Hughes is trying to be a jerk about it. I don't think he's trying to run the score up. I just think they beat him like 35.
He also doesn't want to go eat at Snappies afterwards together.
He does not. He does not. All right. So I will take the Yellow Jackets on that. All right. This one I think is interesting.
It is.
Indy at Ravenwood. We had some deviation from the pundits on this one. We chose Ravenwood minus 24.
Can we say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
One of the pundits, I thought did a great job, but one of the pundits on this one, I don't know what this is all about, but that you were way out of bounds on that.
Yeah, they put it 30.5.
Good
I was
grief.
like, not doing that because I don't think there's any way Ravenwood beats Indy that bad. In fact, this game could determine who the region champ is,
Yes.
depending on how things play out. Indy already has a loss to Shelbyville, a close loss. Ravenwood is obviously undefeated. Ravenwood still has to play Indy, Coffee County, Shelbyville, and Brentwood. That's how
Yes.
they close out the season. Very favorable for them, but this on paper probably going to be their toughest test. I don't know. I mean, Battle of the Woods always a tough one, but Independence has the ability to score,
Yes.
and you're going to have to score against Ravenwood to compete with them because their defense has been stellar. But
Correct.
maybe Coach Blade schemes it up. So this one is me. I will start. I think Indy covers. I don't think they lose by more than 24. So Indy plus 24 is what I'm going with.
Okay. I like all of it, but I do think this Ravenwood defense is something special. They really proved to me, man, they definitely can play the run. They can play the pass. I think they got something special going here, going into fall break, man. I think Ravenwood covers.
We'll note this is a Thursday night game.
And so is
Thursday night game.
So is Centennial.
Franklin and Centennial, WCTV game of the week, Thursday night game. Fairview is staying on Friday night. Brentwood at Coffee County is Friday night. Page at James Lawson, I believe, is Thursday. Summit at Hendersonville is Friday. So, all right.
Is Franklin Coffee County because Coffee County wouldn't change it?
Yeah. Brentwood Coffee County.
Brentwood
Yeah.
Coffee County.
Yeah, on the road. So, going into fall break. All right.
Tough.
The next one. You are up. We've got Nolo minus 14 against Hillsboro. Had some deviation on this one, too.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't have taken what the first pundit had.
Right.
Hillsboro just has no offense right now. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You might have done your research.
I did.
They got shut out by Lebanon 7-0. They didn't score a point. I like where this Nolensville team is. I think Nolo covers.
Yeah, I agree. 14. They're going to put some points up. Obviously, big week last week for the Knights offense. Expect them to keep that momentum going. All right, this other one, I mean, we could have gone with either one. I went with the lower line.
Go ahead and give them both.
Page at James Lawson. One pundit said 48.5. One said 43. We went with 43. Because I think this thing is going to be running clock the minute that first half is over. And I just don't, I mean, you don't know how many possessions
43 is a
you're gonna
lot
get.
to give to Hillwood. So I think you probably ought to go with Hillwood.
Yeah. No, I'm going with Page.
You are?
I'm going with the Patriots. Score of 49-0 is my prediction, so they would cover.
I'm with you, man. I don't, remember they didn't give up a score last year for however many games. Was it 6 games, 7 games? Shutout. And then the first touchdown was against Lawson.
Yeah.
The Hilltoppers. So I think there's a little bit of payback for that. I think this offense is unstoppable, especially against Hillwood. So I'm with you. I think Page covers.
Yeah, I just think they're going to get a couple turnovers. They're going to have some short fields. Page, one thing we don't talk about enough with Page, their special teams is really good.
Really good.
Really good. They might create a score off of that. They're definitely going to keep them in great field position all night. All right, last one. Your pick here. Summit plus 3.5 at Hendersonville.
So here's the tough thing. Summit's definitely played a tougher schedule. They're getting 3.5 points. Hendersonville, who is a quality program and one that you and I both have a lot of respect for, but their wins are against Hunters Lane and Rossview. Those
aren't power wins.
Those are not power wins. And they lost to Portland last week. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but I do think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. They like to run the wing tee. Summit's kind of going back to their kind of wing tee-esque. I'll take the Commandos. As much as I hate to do it, I'll take the Commandos.
Yeah, I was hoping Summit could build off that offensive performance last week. I was hoping they could cover, but yeah, I got to go with the Commandos too. 3.5's not enough, and that margin for error is really slim.
Really slim.
For sure. So
is that Thursday or do you know?
That's Friday.
That's Friday. It's at Hendersonville.
At Hendersonville. So no show next week, but when we get back, we will give you the recap of all these football games. We'll have some district volleyball tournament action to talk about and preview the upcoming girls soccer district tournament. So a lot going on. We will also hopefully have crowned 2 state champions in Sevierville next week as Brentwood boys and Page girls. Brentwood boys going for a 3-peat. Page girls going for a repeat. Trying to start off this year's pretty strong.
That's exciting, brother.
Looking good. I'm excited. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in a couple weeks.